I'm going to record this as well. And then share screen, desktop. Alrighty, cool. Boom, save. All right, cool. So we have that last call saved. All right. Put this here. All right, cool. So I want to start off with the USD and the Canadian dollar. Few reasons why. The patterns on here I think are very interesting. Okay. So just by this is what we're going to go off of. Okay. So just by looking at this, where would you guys say the support should be?
Right along can you hear me?
I can hear you.
My video. Yeah. So along the line where it's like kind of where the line is right now for the market, just below that, where it's like +1.3. Oh no, that just jumped up. That's because you're moving it. Yeah, kind of where you are right now. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
I didn't realize that was you moving that one.
All right, cool. So what happened?
Is that what you would say?
Yeah, I mean, this isn't bad. The reason why this is good is because you have the market bouncing off of here 1, 2.
Yeah.
Here as well, 1, 2, 1, 2. Right. Some people might even say, this is a lot better because of the fact that it's the lowest point.
Yeah, that's kind of where that's kind of where I would have gone with the demo account that I've been using, but it doesn't seem to go down that far. It's the lowest point that I can see across a timeline.
Right. Now, even if you guys have this here, or even if it's here, it's not going to make much of a difference. And this is something that I confused myself with a lot because I always saw Christopher Derrick on the London session, having his marks and everything. And then the first thing that would go through my mind is like, all right, what if it's like off by 1 point? Then he and I, before the London session, we were kind of talking. And he helped me out, and he basically told me it doesn't have to be perfect, right? So now for resistance, Nikki, you don't count because you already know this. Anybody else? Where would we put resistance?
Got the teacher's pet.
So for me, I would be actually similar to where the support is down the bottom. The resistance at its same sort of time slot further up.
Right up
then
here?
Down a ways. Yeah, about there.
Okay.
No, down.
Down?
Around that sort of mark, yeah.
Right here?
Yeah, but that would be your ceiling, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, the roof or the resistance. So let's just make this right here. Make this line. We can obviously move it.
Or do you drop it down to where there's more hits from the
So realistically, I'll be completely honest. If you put it here or if you put it here, it's not like you're going to be wrong, right? Because it makes sense why you would have it here. Now, me personally, just by looking at everything, there can be a few resistance here. We can have this here. We can have another resistance here as well, right? With this, we can have another one right over here.
Wouldn't you go back and look at the history a little bit, Abu?
Yeah, that's definitely important. But like the reason why I didn't go back is because I already kind of knew this now.
Okay.
With this, the support would be right here, and I would make the resistance right over here.
Yeah.
Right? So just by looking at this, right? That's how I'm judging the support and resistance. And again, I kind of knew what the market did before, so that's why I didn't do that. But yeah, absolutely, we should go back and check. You're absolutely right about that. So a few different resistance positioning right over here, okay, which is cool. Now the support is, even if we move this up, we can make another support right over here. Now, I also want to let you guys know, because when I first saw multiple supports and multiple resistance, I kind of got freaked out. oh God, like what do I think, but that's nothing to freak out over. That's just if we, minimize this more, it would help out, right? So, all right, let's say for now, this line right here is the resistance, right? The smallest one. And then the support right here. Okay. I would say this is, the resistance is right over here, right? And the support, right, we can say is right over here. Or if you guys want, we can say this right over here, right? So with that being said, just by looking at the market right now, what do you think that the market is going to be doing? Is it going to go up or down?
Down.
Why do you say that, Kyle?
Actually, no. I think it's gonna go up because I think there's an M going on.
Okay, but why do you think it's going to go up? Do you think it's because of the M or for other reasons?
The M.
Okay, you are right that the market is going to go up, but the reason why, it's not because of the M, okay?
The trend's down the bottom, right?
Yeah, so it's because of the support and resistance. So if you just look at this, right, say we make this, right, this the highest one just for right now, just for argument's sake, just to make it convenient for everybody. Say we make this the resistance. Market hits resistance, right, goes down, right, hits support, right, goes up, hits this, right, then goes down, hits support, goes up, right, makes this kind of resistance, but then goes down a little, goes up again, hits that, but then goes down, right, hits support. So it goes up, and then it's coming back down, right? Now, from just looking at this, every single time that the market has hit this place or around here, it's going to go up, okay? Now, there's a few other things that I want you guys to notice, okay? There is a W here. You guys see the W?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it's the W here. The market goes up and then goes all the way down breakingly. Okay, it goes down, waits, then goes down again, then goes down again. Okay? You have a W here. The W is going up breakingly. Okay? But then it's going down breakingly. Okay?
Yep.
Right, so then you have the W going up breakingly, and you have it going down breakingly. Okay, let me.
Yep.
Okay, so every single time there's a W, right? It's when it's being formed, it's happening breakingly. You have a W right over here. You can have another W right over here. Right? It's going down breakingly. It's going up. Then it goes down like this little. Let me zoom into here. So this W goes up and then it goes right back down to kind of here. Okay, do you guys see that?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, cool. So what the market has been consistently doing is that you have the W going up, then it goes up, then it goes back down breakingly, right? But then again, when it goes back down, what the market's been doing is that it goes back up. Right over here, even with this W, it goes back down, goes back up,
Yep.
right? Goes up, goes back down, but then it goes up, right? With this W, it goes up, goes down, but then it goes back up. Now we have a W right over here. Okay? The market is going up breakingly. Okay? And now it's also dropping breakingly as well.
Now, what do you mean by breakingly?
Like I kind of use my own terminology with this, so I'm very happy that you asked that. You see how it goes down, then it goes down again. It looks like there's little breakage in it. That's why I say breakingly.
Okay.
Now, like even when it's going up, it goes up, goes up, goes up, then it goes down. Right, so it's not going up perfectly like this candlestick, how it went down. You get it?
Yeah, I get it.
All right,
So
cool.
there's multiple breakages.
Multiple candlesticks, yeah.
Yeah, so candlesticks, yeah.
Yeah. So it goes up breakingly, goes down breakingly. Now, if you notice, when it goes down here, it goes back up. Goes
Yep.
down, it's going to go back up because it happened here. It's going to happen here, right? Goes down here, goes back up. Right, for now. Right, goes down here. Like, just forget about the W for a second, right? Goes down here, then it goes back up, right? It goes down here, but then it goes back up, right? And like, do you guys see how the way it goes down compared to how it goes up, right? It's doing the same exact thing as before. As it went down, now it's going to be going back up. And as you can see, it's starting its uptrend right over here. You know, this is green, so it means it's going up now. Do you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool, cool.
Mhm.
So we have that. So that's going to be going up. I put in a sell, or excuse me, I put in a buy up here. And it went down low, and I didn't put in a stop loss. So I'm like negative $200-300, but I do know that the market is going to go back up. Now, Nikki put in a she put in a trade when the market was like down here somewhere, and she was up like a few $100s or so, which was, again, positioning is really good, of course, right there. So we have that. Does anybody have any questions for this?
No, I'm good.
Okay, cool. But do you guys see the patterns right over here?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now I kind of want to go back here as well and kind of see if we still have like the same type of pattern. You have the W when it's made. If the W looks similar, see a W right over here. We have a W right over here.
Yep.
It goes up, then it goes down. Okay. Kind of say this is a W. Goes up, goes down. It's more of an M than a W right here. Kind of say this is a W, but then it goes up, goes down. Okay, cool. Here's a W, breaking, goes up, boom, goes down. W goes up, goes down. So now with these patterns right over here, I see more M's than W's. Like I see W's, but it was a lot more clearer to see these W's. I mean, I obviously still see M's here, but these W's are just very clear. So that means if you go back enough, we're going to be seeing W's that are breaking, that are going to be very clear. So kind of like this. This W that's breaking, right? We have this W that's breaking. Well, this one, there we go. Goes up, then goes down, right? So do you guys see how the patterns are still here from here, right?
Yep.
You have the W right here. So the patterns are still here, right? And another W right over here, doing the same exact thing, going up, then going down, up, down.
So I've got a question.
Yes, sir.
So I understand the significance of the W and the M, or the difference of the two.
Mhm.
I guess my question is, what is the significance of, or what is the delineation between the two, or the difference between the two?
Well, the way that
Ew.
what happened?
Oh, I was just saying that was kind of, I was going to ask that too. So
Okay, cool. Now, the market's going up and down, so it's going to be making M's and W's. There are different types of M's and there are different types of W's, right? Like this type of W right here, it's
Yep.
called something specific. So I don't know that, so I'm not going to try to name it or anything. And that's actually what the scanner is doing. It's finding the different types of M's and W's that are repeating. Which
Are
is
the M's and W's in the academy?
the M's and W's, I believe so. I
Okay.
know that they were redoing it, so it might be out right now, but I do know that it was in there. Yes.
Okay.
So basically the market is just making M's and W's, and it's going to be making particular patterns. Like, I'm not at that level where I'm like, all right, it's making this type of W, so that means that the market is going to go up or the market is going to go down, right? There are W's and M's that basically confirm that, but I'm not at that level yet to be able to, say that, right? Like, this is an M right over here, right? So like the scanner would be able to pick this up and then call, like, say put in a buy right over here. And things like that. Like the scanner would be able to pick up like small W's like that, but I can't. Oh, here's another W right here.
Yep.
Goes up, then goes all the way down, like halfway down the W, right? So do you guys like see how the patterns are literally just happening over and over again?
Yeah.
So previously, Abu, you had drawn an angular line on the peaks and the troughs to show that sort of consistency between the way the market was moving. Would you do that
You broke
in this
up.
case to give an indicator on where you expect the market to go?
Like this? You mean? Like how I drew it?
Yeah, more left to right, from low to high, kind of tracing the troughs. Of the,
Right.
of
See, I could do that, but this, like, doing this is what I would do. If I was to do that, I would be like, all right, this is going at a downtrend right now, which clearly it is. All right. But at the same time, in this particular situation, because I see the W's and I see what the market is doing after the W's and what it's doing while making the W's, that's why I'm not using this right here. And I'm using the W's, right? And what the market's been doing to confirm the next pattern, or basically. That's why I'm not using, that type
I
of.
meant it was more from a zoomed out view. But on the bottom, raising from left to right on the troughs, so on the low points, just touching all those low points to give an indicator on what that floor may be in the market.
Yeah. That would be the what's it called? That would be the support, yes, sir.
But that line you've drawn there is horizontal. I think previously you may have one of your sessions you ran a
yes.
line.
It was for this one, and this one's similar to it. These two are like similar patterns, but yeah, we'll go over that in a second. And
Okay.
yeah. So does anybody have any questions for this?
I'm getting some trades, so hopefully I'm watching it. But
No? All right, cool. So, all right, awesome. So, right here, looking at this, you can kind of make the.
Obviously in the house by yourself, so if you feel like you think shit, just climb the walls or something.
You can make this right here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we done once before, and I've taken that and tried that a few times, and it's been fairly successful with the demo account.
Yeah, no, I definitely do like this technique. Now, this right here, the uptrend, it's pretty obvious for a few different reasons. Okay, you have the W right here, right? Then you have another W, right? You have a W right here. Then you have another W right here, right? And then right here you have a W, right? And now it's going up. Whoosh, there you go. Now it's going up. Okay, so you have W up, W up, W up, W up, W up, right? It's probably making a W here, right? And then it's going to go up, right? Another way that we can kind of confirm this is that after the W, it kind of like, goes straight in a way. So it goes up, right? Kind of like just goes straight. Then it goes up, right? Kind of stays stagnant in a way, right? Like this right here. Right? Do you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yep.
So how it's doing that, so it's going up, then kind of staying stagnant, but then it's going up, kind of like staying stagnant, and even here. Then it makes this W here at the bottom. It goes up, then it does the same exact thing. So that's just another way to confirm that the market is just on an uptrend right now, because it's literally been repeating everything that it's been doing, even, I mean, since before this right here. So does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Question is this trade at an angle and the last one was like more straight?
This one, yeah, this one is going straight, because this is an uptrend, right? Right. This
Oh.
is, yeah, this is a straight up uptrend right over here, right? No indications of, it even, bending support, right? Like none of that. It's just staying in between and doing its thing. With this, it's a little bit different because, somebody can argue, okay, it broke support or it's bending support. And that's why we have a few different support and resistance in this one. But because of the fact it's pretty simple here, we're good. Now, if we wanted to make more support and resistance lines and everything like that, we could. For this particular trade, it would be more so like this, right?
Okay.
Yeah. But then even so then, bro, like it's still an uptrend. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we have that. The USD JPY. This is like really cool. I was looking at this and I was just really fascinated by the patterns it was making, because of the fact that the patterns were very obvious, right? Let's do red. So you have a W.
I think you're looking at it yesterday as well, right? And that's
Yes, we were
one of
looking.
those demos which I jumped on and worked out pretty well.
Yeah. So we have this W, this W, this W. I mean, we have M's in here as well, but the W's are just like, they're obvious. The M's right over here. You have this W, makes another W, right? Then it just makes another W right over here, like 3 times in a row. So that's really, really, that's convenient. So now when I see this, right, I see a W and the market goes pretty high up. See a W, then the market goes pretty high up. See a W here, and then the market goes pretty high up. See a W here, and then the market goes pretty high up. Right, so we see a W, it goes up. See a W, the market goes pretty high up compared to where it was, right? And now it's doing the same exact thing. So do you guys see this pattern right over here?
Yep.
Yeah. So to also confirm this right here, I would just
What throws me off with the Japanese market is the change in the values of the decimal for the pips.
can you say that one more time, please?
The pip count for the JPY trade
Yes.
is different, right? It's three characters plus the decimal.
Yes.
Versus 4 or 5 plus the other currencies.
Yeah, so this is currently at 13.027. This is at 140.953. This is at 1.340. So that kind of
it's just because it's missing those 4th and 5th digits. They don't reflect that in there.
okay, cool. Do we have that recording? We might have that. There is, I believe, a recording that I'll send to you. think Christopher Derrick might have even posted a picture of it. So I'll try to find that for you about the pips and everything. So
That would be great. Yeah.
yes, sir. And then we also have to talk about the Google documents and everything like that, but we'll talk about that in a second. So we have the W up, right? And then you have a W up, W up, W up, W up, W up, right? So it's simply just the market repeating itself. Now, I'm trying to figure out that there's 3 W's here. Me personally, the first thing that pops into my mind is if there's a W here, there's a W here, there has to be another W over here that I'm just not seeing now. But let's try to zoom in and try to find this. All right, cool. This W, then a third W in a row. Okay.
Isn't it just a bigger W there on the right?
Yeah. Which one?
The bigger one looks like where you just had sort of at the middle of the W where you were, that whole thing.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yep.
One big W.
Yeah, so it's 1W, 2W, 3, and then up, right? So that was a good eye. That was a very good eye. Because I was just trying to make sure that this was a W and then very good eye. So W, 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 up. And all W's, the market's been going up.
Don't know how to leave it on. Leave the expression.
So
No,
yep.
second. I put phone down.
W, W. Right, and I'm sure there's another W here. Kind of argue that this is one. Okay, so that could be one. Kind of argue that this could be one. We can kind of argue that this could be a W and this could be a W. I think more so this is a W than this. So you have W, W, W up, or I see this as well. Boom. So W up, W up, W up.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, sorry, I just turned the volume down. That's really loud.
And then with this, I mean, these are pretty obvious W's. So it's W up, W up, W
So
up.
it's headed up again.
Yeah.
So
For
that's
my
when you
cal-
buy, right? Buy
Yeah.
is when it's going up. Yeah.
yes. So you want to buy low and then sell when it's high.
Yeah.
Kyle, I want to make sure you're getting a hang of this. Is this starting to make sense?
Sorting this mess out this week.
Kinda, yeah.
Do you have any questions, concerns?
Well, the only thing I need to understand is where I don't know if it's probably a little more confusing with my phone, where I need to put support and resistance with my trades.
Yeah, I would definitely, with support and resistance, you have an iPhone, right?
Yes,
Now, are you talking about putting in support and resistance with marking your charts or in a trade?
both.
Okay, now, I was talking to Christopher Derrick today, and like I got so excited when he told me this because I kind of do the same exact thing. I have a stop loss because obviously we don't want to lose money, but take profit. I don't put in take profits. I kind of take profits out when I'm in profits. And when it's kind of like at the highest peak, it's like, all right, it's not, like it's at the highest peak. Like it hasn't been going higher than this exact number. So I'm just going to take my profits out. I personally put in a take profit if I know that I'm going to be in meetings and there is no way, shape, form, or how I can look at my phone. But other than that, I'm so down for I'm so not down for take profits because it's just more, okay, I can make more money because, Christopher Derrick said it the best on the London session, right? He basically said, I don't care how good of a trader you are. There will never be any trader who can precisely confirm that, okay, this is going to go up and then this is going to stop at 114, right? There is no trader who is going to be able to do that or confirm that. So it makes a lot more sense for us to
That's cheap, actually.
just look at it and then take profit. Now, I think that works for me. With some people, it might not. So, you just have to find your own style. Now, in terms of marking your charts, let me see. Trading. Let me see if there's anything on the app store for marking up charts or anything like that. But bro, when it comes to even like marking up charts, right? Like with this, personally speaking, you can just kind of see the patterns, right? And you don't even necessarily need to mark the charts, right? And I realized this from Christopher Derrick today, that even for the London sessions, he marks up his charts 5 minutes before the London session because he just looks at the market and knows what the patterns are doing and then what the patterns are confirming. And then he marks up his charts to make sure that everything is good. Right? So he basically said he looks for the patterns because the patterns speak more than anything in the world. Like marking our charts, we might confuse ourselves like more than ever. But just by looking at this, it's a clear uptrend, Like you guys see the uptrend, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. So like me, just by looking at this, it's a clear uptrend. And obviously I would zoom in into everything and try to find the patterns and confirm it that way. But marking charts, for me personally, it has become the last thing to do. And that just basically confirms the patterns that I look at in the market. And it basically confirms everything else. And then marking the charts is like, okay, it just makes sense to do so right here. And then you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Just making sure because this wasn't working. And I'm like, oh no. Anyway, so if you don't like marking charts on your phones, bro, that's perfectly fine. Buy yourself a laptop. Like even if it's a used one, like for $100 on eBay, like if you go to Walmart, you can buy a brand new one for like $200 or $300. Right? It's not going to have a lot of gigabytes in it, but just use it for trading. Tradingview.com to mark your charts. So if you're out at Starbucks, you have Wi-Fi, you can just start marking your charts and confirming things and then start putting in the trade right here. And realistically, that's what I do. I like to do that because for me, it just makes sense. And I can see everything a lot clearer on here, right? And then boom, just simply put it into my phone. And then I work that way. But again, that works for me, right? Like Kyle, you might be completely different, right? You might realize that just trading on your laptop works for you and you want nothing to do with your phone, right? When it comes to trading. Some people are the other way around. Like they're like, listen, I don't want a laptop. I know what I'm doing. I understand it. So I'm doing this. So it just depends. It just depends on you. Does that make sense, bro?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, cool. So I know we wanted to talk about a few different things in terms of like a tip, like chat. Yep. I think we can definitely make one. I'm so down to do one if you guys want one. We would have to do it on Telegram though, because Facebook, people can message back and forth. So what we can do for the Telegram chat, have like a few traders on there as admins, and they're just giving signals and tips throughout the day. All right. And then the cool thing is nobody else can comment on those particular chats. So it'll just be the professionals who are giving us signals. So we can do that. We can also do a Google Drive, which we kind of have one. And a Google Drive is very simple. If you have even if you don't have a Gmail, it doesn't matter. It's basically a link that everybody can edit. We can add things on there, delete things on there. So we can add like a straight up folder in there with just tips like, hey, if this happens, look at this. Always remember to look at this. Always remember to set a stop loss and everything like that. And then, we can obviously pass it back and forth. And for the newest member on the team, we can just be like, here, you have the academy, you have the chats, and you have the support. But here are some key tips that have really helped me out. And then we can all, like, if Kyle is having issues on support and resistance, we can have a support and resistance one where it's just we break it down as simple as possible. So we have that. And then if somebody else isn't understanding, the M's and W's, we can, have a folder in the Google documents about that. So I'm for everything or anything.
I think that's cool to have both the options to have.
Okay.
On Telegram, where you can have like a hot tip trade that people can contribute to,
Okay.
and then everyone can apply a certain level of their own rationale over that trade as to whether or not it's actually valid for them.
Okay, cool. So basically what you're saying is that you want a signals chat for Will Work for Pips.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I've noticed on the Telegram, there is an IML Elite Trading Signals.
Right.
So something of that type.
Yeah, no, I am so down to do that. This is something that Dave, myself, Connor, and a few other individuals we've had in mind. The only reason we haven't acted upon it is because this last week just filled with calls like out of nowhere. Obviously, I don't mind or anything like that, but like we just, like myself, Dave, we just got so busy with everything else that's going on that we just we didn't forget about it, that it was like, okay, let's focus on training the team and we will make that chat in due time. But, it's perfect that you brought it up. So Dave, myself, Connor, Hunter, even Andrew, even Christopher Derrick, we can ask him to give us signals here and there in our chat. So yeah, no, absolutely. We'll make
that'd be prime.
Mm-hmm. And then it'll be good for branding as well. When you guys are at that level, when you can call out signals, we can make you admins, and you guys can be like, yo, I'm an admin of my chat and I'm one of the founders. So that's going to help.
That'll be cool.
Sales. And then it'll just be epic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool.
We'll do that. Also make a Google document.
I mean, in your spare time, Abu, when you don't really have to sleep that 1 hour every 24.
Yes, sir. No, I'm probably going to be up the whole night. I'm probably going to fall asleep around like 1 or 2 p.m. Or something like that. Or I might not even sleep today. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But no, I'll get the chat up. I'll message Connor, Dave, and everybody I need to, and then we can just take it from there. And then once the chat is up, I'll shoot it to you guys, and we'll make sure we hit the ground rocking and rolling.
Perfect. Cheers. Thanks for that.
Absolutely, my brother. Does anybody have any other questions, comments, concerns?
No, my only other question is I'm just making sure I've written it down right. You click sell when you think the market's going down and buy when you think the market's going up, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. All right, that was my only question.
All right, cool. Now, also, when you are buying, your take profit is going to be up, right? And your stop loss is going to be below the market.
Let me write down. Okay, when I'm buying,
right,
take profit is above,
and then stop loss is below where the market is at.
Stop loss is below, and then vice versa for selling.
Yeah, selling, the take profit is going to be below, and stop loss is going to be above.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, I always get confused with that too, so don't worry.
No, I'm going to write it down and stick it on my laptop.
That's smart. That's definitely very smart.
It's just these little small technicality things that'll trip me up. Otherwise, I think I'm all good.
Yeah, it's always the small things that get in the way, but like once we kind of adjust to that, we're good.
Yeah, cool.
So what I will do, I will try to get maybe Connor or I'll try to get another professional trader on for tomorrow night's call or
Mhm.
morning's call. So you guys are learning a little bit new, different things, kind of, going into advanced things as well.
Yeah,
And then we
cool.
can just take it from there.
Yeah,
Oh,
sounds
brilliant.
good. Awesome. Thanks for the time.
Absolutely. So if you guys need anything at all, have any questions, you guys know how to reach out, and I'm here.
Oh, well, if you're going to be awake all night, mate, I might even ping you at some stage.
Okay, cool. Just shoot me a message. I'll be here. Probably just going to, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll probably just start messaging people. I know, I'll figure it out. Probably do something
Cheers.
productive. But yeah, if you guys need any help at all, I'm here. Just shoot me a message.
Thanks,
Abu.
bud.
Cheers, man.
All right. Love you guys. I'll talk to you later.
Take care.
Is that
Cheers.
still working for him, or-